सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। प्रातः स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् कच्चित् सुखं परमहं सगतिं तुरीयम् यत्स्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवेति नित्यम् तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः तपोभिक्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षो नामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते। So it's all about emotions. Previous class we discussed about the negative aspects of emotion. Mind, when it is in a discriminative flow, it is an intellect. When the mind is indiscriminate in its flow, it doesn't know where it's going, then all the negative emotions start coming up. Right? We need to control that. So what we did last time was everything starts with a thought, and that thought further, if it is solidified, it becomes attachment. Then attachment becomes desire. When the desire is fulfilled, then you go through emotions, negative emotions of greed, arrogance, envy, jealousy, and then fear of losing something around you. And all these things are capable for destruction. When the desire is not fulfilled, when a particular desire is obstructed, then another emotion goes towards the obstruction of that desire, and that is called anger. So you are angry at the obstruction. Some instrument which has come and stopped you from achieving the desire. So anger breeds complete delusion. You are deluded. You don't know what is going on. You don't know right. You don't know wrong. Then loss of memory, and then eventually the intellect, buddhi nasha, and then there is a destruction. All this happens when a person is extremely selfish by nature. When the person's life is focused on only me and mine, destruction is complete. For this not to happen, one has to use the faculty given to us, which is called the intellect. It is the intellect which guides the mind towards the higher avenues of life. Intellect is that which reasons, which judges, thinks, discriminates. We have done this before. There is a difference between intellect and intelligence. Intelligence is from external sources. Just listening or just reading and added information which doesn't show any change in your personality. There was once a couple of friends. One was a parrot and the other was a crow. They were staying in different jungles. So the crow, where he was staying in the jungle, he saw in the early morning a hunter coming and spreading the net everywhere. And by evening, a lot of parrots had come there. He had put some grains there, and they were eating the grain, and all the parrots of the jungle was caught, most of them. So the hunters were talking to each other and say, here all the parrots are caught, we will sell them tomorrow. Then day after tomorrow, we'll go to the neighboring forest to catch more parrots. The crow got frightened. He said, my dear friend is in danger. So he flew all the way to the next forest and he met his great friend, Gangaram. And he went and said, how are you? He said, fine. That parrot was also talking very nicely. He said, where are you? Long time we have not met each other. You should come more often. He said, listen, I've come for a purpose. The purpose is, there are hunters I saw in the previous forest who have caught all the parrots and they are coming to catch you and all your subjects now. So be careful. You keep on worrying, doesn't matter. Dime a dozen hunters have come and nothing has happened to us. It's all right. So whatever he said, whatever the crow was trying to plead, this is actually what is happening. Gangaram refused to listen. He said, it's okay, doesn't matter. Don't take life so seriously. Then the crow said, the only way to teach a parrot is to chant. So he said, I know a new song. Do you like to learn? So Gangaram said, of course, what is it? What is it? And he called all his friends also. He said, okay, start repeating after me. Shikari aega. So Gangaram also said, Shikari aega, dana dalega, dana dalega, dana khaoge, dana khaoge, pakde jaoge, pakde jaoge. So everybody started singing that. Shikari aega, dana dalega, dana khaoge, pakde jaoge. Shikari aega, dana dalega, dana khaoge, pakde jaoge. The crow was so happy. He said, at last they have understood what I'm going to say. All these friends, including my friend, is going to be very safe. And he flew away. After 2 days, he came to check his friend and he could hear the singing. And he said, wow, so they remember everything, whatever I have taught them. All of them were caught in the net. They were picking the grain. They couldn't fly. And they were chanting, Shikari aega, dana dalega, dana khaoge, pakde jaoge. This is information. I know God is there. I know world is there. I know I am the almighty reality. Chidananda Shivoham Shivoham. This is what the great sages of the your olden sages have said it, and we are also saying it. All this is said, but doesn't work. Why? Only information. When you have an intellect, that's when the transformation comes. So intelligence is acquiring the knowledge. Intellect is functioning on the knowledge and making it your own. Then it becomes original knowledge. It springs from you. It doesn't spring from any other textbook. The textbooks are repeating the same thing, but it comes from you. You have understood what qualities are. So when intellect guides the mind, pure emotions come out of it. Beautiful emotions. The basis, so there's this book called Ashtavakra Gita. In there, Janaka is asking Ashtavakra, Katham Jnanam Avapnoti. From where do I get the knowledge? From where do I get freedom? How do I free myself from all these bondages that tie me down? How can I free? And Ashtavakra gives this beautiful example. He says, Mukti Ikshasi Chetasa, oh my son, if you want liberation, give up all the sense objects. Vishayan, Vishayatvaja. Vishayan, Vishaya. Vishaya means object. Visha means poison. Give all the sense objects away as poison. You can't give anything up because you don't own. You can only give up things which you own. So you can't give up sense objects. You have to give them up mentally. How do you do that? You have to cultivate some qualities. Shama, Prema, Daya, Tosha, Satyam. In fact, he says Arjavam. Shama, Arjavam, Daya, Tosha, Satyam. These 5 qualities just inculcate. And how you should inculcate? Piyushava Dwaja, like a nectar. Supposing in this time, what's happening, COVID times, somebody comes and tells you, you take this medicine and you will not have COVID. How much rush will be there to buy that medicine? That kind of hunger should be there behind these qualities. Then none of the problems will ever touch you. So the first quality is base, prema, love. Love everybody. Love is the basis of all the qualities. It naturally comes to you. It doesn't come from somewhere outside. All these qualities come naturally, positive qualities. So love is the basis of everything. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna gives the 35 qualities of a bhakta, he says, Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam Maitre Karuna Evase Vagara Vagara. The first thing is Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. Adveshta. Dveshta, hatred. Adveshta, no hatred. Sarva Bhutanam, to all beings. You are not hating anybody. In fact, hate, the word itself, is one of the most dangerous words in the dictionary. It actually does something chemically inside you. So the first lesson the scriptural master says, remove the word hate. Because when you are hating somebody, your love stops. People who are loving you stops. Because your focus is only that. So love everybody. That heart to encompass love to everybody. Understand. So what is the definition of love? Love is understanding the other person as he or she is, not as you would like him or her to be. Love is understanding the other person as he or she is, not as you would like him or her to be. My expectation destroys the love. Everybody is functioning according to their own gunas. A tamasic person functions according to tamasic gunas, which he or she has inherited. A rajasic person goes through rajasic gunas of worry and anxiety and stress and tension hurdled in their life. A sattvic person performs sattvic gunas. So the person is basically peaceful, basically cheerful, because it is the guna such. Guna guneshu vartante. As the guna, so the person. So why have a wrong expectation from anyone? This is the way he should have behaved. This is the way the government should have behaved. This is the way people should behave. Who am I to pass a judgment on anybody around me? It's impossible. Let them function. Understand what they are. Suggest, if possible, for their betterment, not because I am disturbed, but for their betterment. And if they receive it, take it. If they don't receive it, they're unhappy. And get out. Follow your own principles. You focus on your evolution. The world will take care of itself. This is true love. Love doesn't mean going on with relationships which does not exist. This is attachment. It is exactly opposite of attachment. What attachment does? Hang on to people and things as if your dear life depends on it. Love is letting them go. Can I make your life better? Yes, then I am there with you. Am I an impediment in your life? Yes, then I will leave you. As simple as that. This is love. When you are in love, you are free. The people talk about love. I have fallen in love. I have fallen in love. They only fall down. They never rise up. Love is supposed to make you rise up. You are always happy when you are in love. Find out. You look around when you were in love once upon a time, what kind of a time it was. brilliant, blissful. The same love after X amount of years during this COVID time. Husband is there in the house. The most of the wives are praying. They are praying that please let the COVID end so that the fellow can go to work again. He's harassing in the house. This condition. Love is understanding. Let them be. So this is love. Second, Shama, forgive. You know what he did in my life? How can I forgive him? You know what she did? You know what? How can I forgive? Forgive for a simple reason. When you are forgiving somebody, you can't forgive if you don't forget. You can't forgive if you don't forget. You can't forget if you don't replace the old memories with new ones. Therefore, majority of people don't replace the old memories with the new ones. Therefore, they can't forget. Therefore, they can't forgive. Just forgive. Why? The other person is not affected. You are affected. There's a lady who came to me long time back, and she said that my husband left me. What I should do? It's been 3 years and I'm very agitated. Just told her that you and husband, both of them, mutually separated. Yes. What is that person doing? He is happy. In fact, he married again and he's got children also. What are you doing? You are sitting and crying. You are the victim. His position is, I have left you. He is on a better position. I have left you. And your position is, they have left me. The more you act as a victim, the more you suffer. You can't forgive. So when you say forgive, forgiveness is the greatest. Forgiveness is a fragrance the violet releases as a foot crushes it. So as you forgive, you suddenly see there are other channels of life opening for you. You don't have time to waste on people who are really not bothered whether you are living or dying. So it is extremely foolish on my part to keep on assuming a relationship that the other person will understand me in whatever way, where there is nothing. So you say, I forgive the other person, whatever it is, because your passions are there. I forgive everybody. Forgiveness is the greatest aspect because it shows that you have a direction in life. There have been cases where to 70 years, 80 years, they have been a mess in their life. And suddenly after 70, 60, they have taken up to new things in life. New challenges in life, saying the old one is gone. This person is gone, dead now. Now a new birth takes place. Now I will start living my life in a different manner, in a positive manner. When you have a direction like this, only then you can let go. Otherwise, throughout life, you will never be able to let go. Forgiveness, Shama. Then love is done. Arjava. Daya, compassion. Daya is not from the point of view of, oh my God, look at them, they don't have anything to eat, poor people. No, I should help them. It is not that attitude. So spirituality or spiritual people never believe in daya or pity, which we call weak pity, when you feel a particular emotion for the other person. This kind of a pity puts you on a higher position and the others at a lower position so that you can help. It is a form of vanity. So when he is talking about daya, compassion, divinity everywhere. All of us are the same. This is a movie called Earthling. shocking movie actually, made by PETA. So the first scene itself, it is said that plants, animals, and human beings inherit the earth. Next line is, we are all earthlings. Look at the attitude. We are all earthlings. We are all inhabiting the earth. Similarly, everybody is together. I see divinity everywhere. Only thing is that since I am provided a little bit more, I am sharing my wealth with others. It is not the concept of I am helping you because you need it. It is the concept that I am helping you because I need it. I want to help. It's my need, therefore I am helping. It's not the other person's need. This is true compassion. Helping everybody. Have a charitable disposition. You know what is charitable disposition? Allowing the other person to be what you are. Just accept you as you are, with all your faults and all your positives, and allow the other person to grow in whatever way he or she deems fit. Wherever the other person is agitated, you can suggest a better way of life and move away from there. But allow the other person to. That's all you have to do. When a sapling doesn't grow, you do everything. What you do, you just put it in sunlight. As in olive tree, two saints sitting in a rocky cell. One person had an olive sapling and he planted. The other person also planted an olive sapling. And then one person said, "Oh God, give it rain." And the rain came. Then he said, "Oh God, give it frost." Then frost came. "Oh God, part away the clouds and let little bit of sunlight come on my child." The sunlight came. And after a few months, the plant died. Then he went to his friend who was sitting in a rocky cell, and there was this huge olive tree. Remember, this olive tree, they are asking not for enjoyment, olive oil for cooking. No, they are taking this olive oil so that they can sit and study, do something higher in life. For that he was asking. He went to his friend and said, "How do you have an olive tree? I asked for everything. God do this, God do this. God gave it, and yet my plant died." And the other saint said, "I did not ask God anything. He who made it knew better than a man like me. After all, this is God's child. They will take care. Who am I to take care? You know this is going to. Who are you? What have you ever taken care of in life? It all has happened because of some divine power." So I just allowed nature to function. Whatever needed to be done, I did. And I did all my obligations. That's it. But I don't assume the arrogance of responsibility saying, "I did all this." Because in 2 seconds, microseconds, nature can prove to you that you don't do anything. You know, in this COVID time, I am talking to X amount of people and helping them evolve better. How good am I? In 2 seconds, something can happen to me here and now, and the voice will stop. There is a divinity that shapes everything that is around us. And in that big orchestra, my role is there a little bit. That's it. Everybody's role is there. My role is there. This is compassion. Having a heart for others and do it without arrogance. Then truthfulness. Arjavam, daya, tosha, contentment. Sorry. Contentment. Contentment means completely happy. within yourself. You don't want anything from the world. You don't want anything from any relationship to make you happier than what you are now. Easy to reach it. This attitude of cheerfulness is very easy. Try it out sometimes. Homework for everybody. I don't know whether you'll be able to do it. Try. For one day, have a rule. I will not complain about anything or anybody for one day. Just one day. No complaint. Perfect life. Whatever is happening, so be it. I don't have any complaints against anything or anybody. This will automatically bring cheerfulness. Cheerfulness doesn't come because we do the same thing again and again and it has a monotony. Cheerfulness will come when you don't see that you are doing this and you view it in a different way. One person was sitting in a metro and moving. Two children were there with him and both these children were so naughty, running around within the train. The train was moving within the train and knocking off the newspapers and magazines of people who are reading, especially a person sitting by the. So the old gentleman was sitting with the newspaper. The children, both small children, they threw the paper away and they ran off. And this person got so angry. And the father was sitting right there and he's looking outside the window. So he shouted at the father saying, don't you know how to take care of the children? If you don't know how to take care of the children, why are you even sitting here? You should not have given them birth. They are running around everywhere, creating a mess. The father looked at the old man and said, listen, I'm sorry. I was not paying attention to the children. I just called them. You see, what happened was I had just come from a hospital and my wife just died a few hours ago. Their mother is dead and they don't know how to cope up with it. Therefore, they are moving this way. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I just break. And the other gentleman, while listening to this, in one instant, his emotion has changed from how dare you take your children like this and bring them up to, are you okay? What can I do for you? Situation remains the same. Your view of life changes. Your view of life changes. Situation remains the same. Similarly, every day the situation is the same. But the way you look at it, this by Adi Shankaracharya is called Pratipaksha Bhavana, a different angle to look at it. It's entirely different. So this is true way of cheerfulness. Always happy. There's this movie called Patch Adams, where the person is asked, you are never serious in life? He said, oh, I've tried seriousness all my life. It really doesn't work. It doesn't. What is the use of being serious? Crying over things. Yeah, I also get bored. Everybody else gets bored. No crying anymore. I want to be happy. I want to die happy. Simple. As simple as that. Cheerfulness brings cheer to you. Your heart glows and everybody around you is happy. It's one of the best qualities anybody can have. The true emotion. And the last emotion, truth. All these emotions will only come when your personality is guided towards the right direction. And what is truth? Be honest to yourself. What do you want to do in life? Just be truthful. There's this whole list of Polonius advice in Hamlet by William Shakespeare. There is this minister called Polonius. He sent his son to France to study for the Eurytus. And he's giving, like, you know, the Gujaratis and South Indians, when the children are going abroad, they make theplas, achar, this, that, because we are concerned only with the stomach. Polonius was not like that. He was giving thoughts. So he was saying, be careful of your friends, be careful of this, and the last quality he gives, And this above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Be truthful to yourself to such consistency. Like every night, there is a day ahead, and every day there is a night ahead. There is no fault there. The cycle continues. Similarly, truth should prevail on all ends. To thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. You will not do false to any. Just be honest with yourself. What do you want to do in life? Mark, anybody without a goal in life do not live. They exist. How would you define who exists and who lives? A person who lives has a purpose in life, has a goal in life, and they are moving towards that. However slowly, albeit doesn't matter, but they are moving towards it. A person who is existing only is like a worm, functioning on current affairs. Whatever is the current affair, that's what's the state. Therefore, they don't want to go anywhere. The whole life, Narajanma Durlabham, it says a human life is as precious because we don't know when we are going to get this life again. And it's gone. Kaudi badle jaye, kabira kaudi badla jaye. It's just gone waste. On what? The whole life is gone for what? Useless activity. So cultivate these positive emotions of love, forgiveness, compassion, cheerfulness, and truth towards the highest point of reality you are moving. Nothing in the world will affect you. In spite of that, there are people asking, but world is so bad and we are always good. We have not done anything wrong with the world. Yet, why are we suffering? This, have a little bit of patience. We'll touch this topic on the next class. Thank you very much. Oh.